The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a jackalope folk warlock.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Jaska, a coyote ranger.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Krell, a dragonborn monk.
I'm Kimberly Cross, and I play Beatrix, a swashbuckling rogue.
I'm Gary Hester, and I play Billy, a possum fighter.
I'm Brooke Bullock, playing Ziansi, a Spiderkin cleric.
And I'm Aiden Cross as your Dungeon Master. Join us now for Tales from the Wilds. Our furries have finally gotten a proper job with a carnival. They've been working various jobs, some helping with the play, some helping with the booths, and some on guard duty. Apparently something weird might be happening, who knows. But they've met back up the night after their shifts are over, and in walks Lucky with these volunteer badges. And also walking behind him is another individual who has just introduced himself.
I am Krell. It is good to meet you.
Krell!
Little B?
Oh my goodness! Where have you been?
Where have you been?
I mean, I've kind of been everywhere.
One minute you're in the monastery, the next moment, poof!
I know! It happens more often than you'd think. We've got a lot to catch up on.
Wait, what?
Any smile Krell had on his face just dropped. Yes, we met long ago.
At a monastery?
B is a great traveler.
And a nun?
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, Blackjack, you got some competition.
That's what I was going to say. Lady Beatrix.
I'm making a reference to the roguisms.
Blackjack has not said anything because his jaw is so dropped. So, you know this gentleman?
Quite well.
Billy leans over to Ziansi. Blackjack sounds a little jealous.
So what brings you here, Krell? If you met in a monastery, where was this monastery?
Do you sneeze too?
I do sneeze on occasion.
Do you sneeze and then you wake up in fake insane asylum and make new friends?
Not yet,
Oh,
but the day is early.
actually, it's like 6 p.m. Kind of late, honestly.
Krell looks up when you say that and kind of slowly looks around the sky and says, "It is late. I would be able to see the moon back home, the silver moon."
Okay, so you may or may not know this part, but Beatrix has a teleportation sneezing thing we haven't all figured out. It has something to do with the keys. Do you know about the keys?
Oh, little B,
Yes.
that reminds me. And he reaches into a belt and pulls out a small pouch and opens it up and dumps the entire contents of the pouch into his hand. And it's 1 gold coin and 3 keys. And he walks over, his tail flicking right past Blackjack, and hands them to you. When you poofed, he's tinged on the floor in the monastery.
Thank you so much, Krell. I've been concerned about these. They mean so much to me. Thank you
Tell me,
for taking care of them.
is this the home that you spoke of? Have you made it?
I have not. This is yet another step on my journey, apparently.
Technically, this isn't even where she poofed to.
No.
There was a separate door.
Was the door a rift of light?
It was more like a whirlpool of death.
Instead of regaling poor Krell here with our many adventures right off the bat, how about we introduce ourselves?
Oh, I'm Billy, and honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, Mr. Krell, I respect you as a human, but I respect you as a creature, being, soul. I am little, and my name is Billy. So if you call Lady Beatrix Little B and you accidentally summon a possum, that is why. Also, I am king of mud peoples. Mudman, say hi.
So through the whole thing you were doing where you were stumbling over humanoid species thing, he nods to each one of them as though it's acceptable. And when you introduce Mudman, he turns to Mudman and nods and says, Mudman, and then turns to you and says, Mighty Billy, and closes his eyes and lowers his head.
I like this guy.
Of course you would.
Oh, you're gonna love this guy.
So anyway, my name is Blackjack, and my friend Ziansi.
I'm Ziansi. He's recently dead, but not anymore.
That's right.
I see Blackjack and Ziansi.
Yes.
We actually are from the Feywild, but
Right.
then we got banished to the world where Billy and Jaska are from, and a friend of ours who is no longer with us. But then we came back to the Feywild, and we met Beatrix in
the other place.
in our other world that we'd gotten banished to, and then had come to the Feywild. So we
But she's also not from here, but she's
Right.
also not from there.
right.
How did you get here?
Yeah, that's why I asked about your sneezing.
It is an interesting story. I was not having any symptoms of allergies. I was readying weapons for a dragon patrol to go out when a ship appeared out of a portal in the sky. I say ship as in a water-bearing vessel, only it was aloft in the air. And there was an explosion, and I woke up on the ship, and there was fighting happening, much chaos with people I've never seen before, lots of people I've never seen before, although some of them are becoming more familiar now. And I saw another light. I walked towards it and realized it was another opening, and an explosion went off. I must have passed through it because I woke up here. And he just looked around into the nothingness, and my wounds were being tended by some very small creatures with wings.
Billy raises his hand.
Yes, Mighty Billy.
Mr. Krell, on this ship, and you said there was lots of fighting, did you see a kind of snarky, kind of incompetent, teenaged red dragon?
I saw mini dragons. It is not uncommon to see dragons.
Okay.
Is it uncommon for you?
I'm kind of here, not when we were on the ship, but then we left the ship and we came back here.
Yeah, that was kind of a temporary thing. So you met Beatrix at a monastery. Was that on the place where you were from?
It is.
Where are you from?
I'm from a place called Kryn, where dragons are very common. And he stands up a little bit taller when he says dragons are very common.
Well, they're sort of not very common here in the Feywild.
And they're becoming less common, honestly.
Right, although there is one blue dragon. Jaska took down a blue dragon. The Evnalia is the main blue dragon, but this was Evnalia's child. And Jaska is a great warrior as well.
But definitely we were attacked first.
Right, we were defending
We are just going
ourselves.
around like killing dragons.
Mighty Billy, you asked of a specific dragon
Yeah.
that I may have seen. Were you also on that ship?
We were temporarily in space with a snarky teenage red dragon who tried to kill us.
Interesting.
And
Maybe
then
fortune has put us together more than once then.
That's what I'm saying, I think. And then you fell down, and then you were above our Earth because our Earth had the hole, and that's how you got here. Have you ever met a possum before? Because I don't think they're from here.
No, Master Billy, you are the first.
Well, you get to meet the best one as your first one. Good for you.
Am I the first that you have ever met?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you are. I don't know. I've never met anybody that looks even, well, I guess Whitaker kind of looks like a teeny tiny version of you. A little bit. Not like your face is doing different things than his face, but.
Right, where we are from, we have creatures that are lizard-like. We've got lizard men, we've got dragonborn. But you seem to be a little bit different.
The Dragonborn, yes.
Yes.
That is what I understand that you might call my kin here. It is close. It is Draconian.
That's a much cooler name.
You're a draconian.
Yes.
I love that name.
I don't know if this would fall into the purview of any of her divine religious...
Brooke wants to know about Dragonlance.
I do. I want to know if he knows what Kryn is and other planes and those type of
Give
things.
me a religion check to grandmother spider at disadvantage.
Okay. The first roll is a 2, so I bet that's going to be the winner. And the second roll is a 16. So, never heard of it before.
Let's say
Nope.
you reach and you're like, grandmother spider, what is this Kryn place? What's going on here with Kryn? No response.
yeah.
Crickets. Nothing.
But it's not unusual for us because we do know about other planes of existence. So, and with Beatrix being around, and also you and I have been traveling from the Feywild.
You also gotta remember the Feywild is kind of like a bridge between the material plane and the
Other places.
other planes, which the only other place is the Shadowfell.
So even growing up here, we would have known.
Yeah, you
travelers would have gone from. Okay,
you may have met someone from Kryn once.
This is Jaska.
Hello.
Jaska.
I will point out one thing as this conversation's been happening. Martin is also still sitting there, and Lucky is also just sitting there letting this happen. So
Right, Lucky. Thank you. I guess we could go out into the carnival and find out a little bit more about each other if we want to. We've got these passes. Yeah, we're burning daylight, as it were. We could be out eating ice cream, and I think Billy had something that Billy wanted to do.
Churros!
Billy wanted a churro.
So Lucky will say, so these passes will get you some free food, some free drinks. You will be moved to the front of the line for the bumper cars, the Ferris wheel, the dropper. And there's probably some other carnival games you can play too. It's just up to you, but I want you all to have a fun night. I know it's been a rough couple days for you all, so just go out, have fun, get to know each other, have a good time.
Jaska, Billy mentioned having a churro.
Yes,
There are lots of smells in the air tonight. Is that food?
I believe so.
I would like to try a churro.
Oh, they're real good.
Well, I think Billy's going over there, so probably best to get Billy some food first off the bat.
He does get the little grumpy.
We don't want a grumpy Billy.
You do not like Billy when he's hangry.
No.
Maybe I could help Billy find peace.
I hope you can.
Martin's gonna look over at Jaska and kind of just whisper in your ear, say, I'm just gonna chill myself out. I'll see you in the morning. I think Krell might be getting assigned to us, so try to get along with him a little bit maybe.
I'll try.
All right.
By the way, that is Martin. It actually looks like Charlie. Charlie's a person we used to know once before in the other woods, but since he's come here, he's been actually possessed by a person named Martin.
I'm starting to realize that explaining things is not helping.
I do not know Charlie.
You can just call me Martin.
Martin bows his head.
How about instead of regaling Krill with all this information he knows nothing about, how about we just go enjoy the carnival?
We should just go enjoy the carnival, yes.
Come on, Krill.
So, what are you guys doing?
Churros!
We're gonna go eat.
Go eat. Okay. So you're already like right outside of the snack shack. This whole conversation kind of been happening outside of it. Rovier is working it with a few other employees. It's quite a nice little place. There's a few other stands, but you know that Rovier makes pretty good food, the Spiderkin. And he looks at you all and says, okay, so what can I get you guys?
Let's see, I want some churros. My friend Mr. Krell wants some churros. Miss Beatrix, do you want some churros?
Oh, I've never had a churro, so I'm gonna need at least two.
Jaska, do you need some churros?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay,
Good to
Mr.
do.
Blackjack, churros?
I just want some meat, actually.
Yes.
Some kind of protein.
Meat.
Weirdo.
Meat and churros.
Meat and churros. Okay.
And then Zianzi probably just wants some blood. He's a spider guy.
Yeah, he's also a Spiderkin, so he knows.
He knows.
And eventually the food is given to you. You don't have to pay anything. You're employees, so you're all set. You get your churros.
Is there a place to sit?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Little
let's
picnic
sit
table.
and let's eat. So tell us a little bit more about you. You mentioned something about peace
Yes.
and a monastery.
Where I'm from, most Draconians will pick up arms. I took a different route. I believe I am a capable fighter, but I also believe fighting is violent, and violence was not the path I wanted to walk. So I joined up with some monks who trained me in ways of defense and also in ways of healing, both the inside and outside of a being.
Well, we could certainly use some healing. We tend to get into fights quite a lot.
Then it is fortunate that I am here.
Zianzi here is a cleric of Grandmother Spider.
Yeah. So does your healing power just come from knowledge of the body, or are you able to, like, in a more mystical way, connect with a deity or the universe or something like that?
He looks you deep in the eyes and kind of squints a bit and says, "Where do you believe it comes from?"
Well, my own comes from channeling the power of Grandmother Spider, kind of being her servant, so to speak.
He respectfully bows his head, and then looks at you again and says, "Where do you believe mine comes from?"
Jonesy looks at him up and down a little bit.
And says, I'm just not sure. There's a aura about you of stability, for lack of a better word.
Well, let us hope that aura is enough when it comes time to heal your wounds.
So, like, anatomy doesn't matter, Spiderkin, Herringon, Tabaxi, it's all the same?
It is all the same.
Wow.
Excellent. Well, you'll be healing Billy a lot, so...
Hi.
Actually, I understand. There's many times when I would love to not fight. But unfortunately, we end up doing it regardless. We just got out of a fight with a former, you know what a beholder is?
Yes.
Well, this one had no skin.
I see.
He was skinless.
It appears they would have been at a disadvantage then?
You would think that. You would think that.
You'd think, you see something bulbous like that, you wouldn't think, oh, he's got a skull under that, but apparently...
Yeah, I was very surprised by the bones. I thought that he was a boneless thing too, Mr. Blackjack.
Just a floating bag of air with eye stalk.
No, floating, like a jellyfish.
But apparently they do have a skull, and we'd already known him when he had flesh, so it was a bit of a surprise, because he had died.
Billy killed him the first time.
Yeah, but that was Zentriox, and he apparently showed up here as well. And, well, we had a combat with him, and it was not good. I lost a dear friend.
Ironically, though, in that fight, Billy didn't get hit at all.
It is unfortunate that you are faced with so much violence in combat, and I am sorry for the loss of your friend. But might I ask, why is there so much combat and violence in your lives right now?
We're kind of on a mission to save the world from Mr. Lord Cios.
And what has this Lord Cios done?
Well, he sent us to work at a camp, and then he sent us to work at this Carnival, and he also sent us to work at a really scary mansion.
As you guys are talking about this, Jaska stands up. Well, I'm gonna go enjoy my night. I might hit some of the rides, unless one of y'all wants to come with me. I'll see you back at the manor.
Do you want us to come join you?
I really don't know why we're not having a good time, why we're talking about all
That's true.
this.
We should just go ahead and ride rides and go have some fun.
So you guys have the Ferris wheel, bumper cars, or the dropper. You guys may choose which one you want to go to. You guys can split up if you want to.
Let's go to the bumper cars. I don't know what bumper cars are.
Well, let's go find out.
Krell will come up alongside Beatrix. Little B, Jaska, was she close to the one you lost? Or is this always her demeanor?
This is not Jaska's demeanor. She is still processing losing someone who was dear to all of us. But Jaska had a closer relationship, I think, than the rest of us did.
I understand. Then I will do the best I can, which is to give her the space she is crying for right now.
So you approach the bumper cars, at which point a teenage elf invites you forward into the area to take a seat into the bumper cars.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. First off, I want to send a special shout out to our newest Patreon member, Fenrir8907 out of Texarkana, Texas. Fenrir is going to get our episodes 4 days early, access to our Discord server, bonus content, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. If you're enjoying Red Dirt DnD, you could become a Patreon member as well. You'll be joining other fans like Tim, Derek Rusnick, Germbot, and Nico Rodriguez. Sign up at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. Speaking of events, we have one of our favorites coming up later this month. SoonerCon, Oklahoma's premier pop culture convention, is taking place June 21st through the 23rd. You can join the cast of Red Dirt D&D for the return of the fan favorite Drinks and Dragons on Friday night and D&D Trivia Saturday afternoon. We'll also have a table in the game room, so come join us at the Embassy Suites Hotel and Conference Center in Norman. If you're looking for some great conversation on gaming, you need to listen to the Geeks Can't podcast. When you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, Zach here from Geeks Can't, and I'm here to warn you strongly about our podcast. We've got 3 hosts forming some sort of a Bermuda triad where many unfortunate souls enter and precious few merge again unscathed. One of our siren hosts speaks incessantly about Dungeons and Dragons and God knows what other maleficence. The other, a sea hag of a man that delves the depths of Kickstarter and brings back both luminous pearls and moist clams. Finally, the third and most despicable will spew tales of distant lands, like tabletop conventions and other occurrences. Together we weave a tangled net of RPGs, reviews, and interviews that's sure to leave you breathless, drowning. Now let me ask you a question. Has this tantalized you? If so, you can catch the Geeks Can't live on the World of Game Design Twitch and YouTube each week. Just search for World of Game Design on Twitch or YouTube, or search for Geeks Can't, that's GeeksCant, in your favorite podcast feed, and you'll be able to download the audio there. Enjoy.
If you're looking for more content from Red Dirt RPG, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. We would love to hear from you. You can find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
The teenage elf invites you to take a seat in one of the small contraptions inside of this rink, you could say. The teenage elf goes on to explain. You press that pedal to go, and you press that one to brake. The wheel steers, and your goal is to attempt to hit the back of your opponent's car. 2 hits, and you're out. Whoever's left standing wins.
1 pedal to go, 1 pedal to brake, and then we're actually trying to hit each other.
Yes, in the back. Don't hit each other anywhere else, really.
In the back?
In the back of the car.
Okay. Not actually hitting each other
And
in the
Right,
back.
I think we're just supposed
No,
to use.
the car
I
hitting the
needed
car.
to clarify
Yeah.
what was getting hit.
You see him take a second, and he looks at all your weapons. He goes, don't pull those out. Those are not needed. Any questions? Concerns?
I'm pretty small. Can Mudman come with me in my car?
Yeah, you can fit. Yeah, it looks like you can.
Next question. I'm pretty small. Do you have like a phone book or something I can sit on? Mudman's gonna do the pedals, and I'm gonna do the steering.
You can just stand up.
Oh, I could just stand up. Mr. Blackjack, you're so smart. Never mind. No need for a phone book.
Is everyone ready?
I want the red one.
Okay, I need everyone to roll initiative. Who got a 20 or higher?
23.
20.
Who got a 15 or higher?
16.
We got 18s, but she's gonna go first.
Blackjack, what'd you get?
12.
Ziansi, you get in the car.
Right.
Are you ready to go? All your opponents are just your friends. There's no one else really here right now.
Okay.
They just cut out space for you all to play against each other. So, what would you like to do?
All right, Ziansi's gonna punch it and just, stomp his foot on the pedal and just take off straight ahead.
Are you bumping into anybody?
Is there a chance to do that?
Yeah, you can hit any one of them.
Oh, then I'm gonna immediately take a left turn to smack Blackjack, the rear of Blackjack's bumper.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. Ziansi, I need you to give me an acrobatics or athletics check, and Blackjack, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
18. I think I get a D4 also if I fail.
He is about to hit you.
I rolled a 21.
You.
It's the lucky footwork. When you fail a dex save throw, you can use your reaction to roll a D4 and add it to the save, potentially turning the failure into success.
Then if it's worded like that, then yeah, you can add the D4.
Oh.
He's totally gonna use his body weight to like shimmy the car.
So it's a 20.
sideways. 21.
Yeah.
As you hit, I instinctively, me and the car, disappear and appear 60 feet away.
And you see the teenage elves, eyes go wide and say, I guess magic is fair game?
It does still count as a hit.
Yeah. So you do take a hit,
Yeah, so I've got 1 hit against me.
but you instinctually just teleport across the rink.
Ziansi, what are you thinking?
This is hilarious. You should try it.
Mr. Blackjack, that's cheating. No poofing.
Okay, I won't do it again. I can't.
Krell, it is your turn.
Krill is contemplating many things right now. Many, many things. But importantly in the moment is, did you don't need your weapons mean I should not use my breath weapon?
Does that qualify as magic? Because he said magic's fair game.
And then he begins to go and realizes that we are all on dragons.
Go on.
So he starts maneuvering around in such ways, weaving through the course, and ends his turn with a dodge action. If you'll allow dodge action for a vehicle, yes.
As you're kind of prepping, so you get advantage on your dex save. Beatrix, it is your turn.
Okay, so Beatrix immediately started watching Krell to see what he was going to do when he got into one of these, and she shouts over there, "Krell, you're overthinking this. Just have some fun."
Dragon!
So she's just going to aim straight for him.
Okay.
Now, not to do a full-on hard smack, but just to kind of do just a little grazing of as she slides by. Not an impact, just a little scratch.
So give me an
go.
acrobatics or athletics check and give me a dex save at advantage.
All right. So 24?
24? 25.
So as you pass by, it really is a graze, as it barely touches, and the dice just told that story, really. As you barely graze it, and it does not count as a hit. It may have been your intention anyways.
And it was, and as I go by, I'm just going to point my finger at him and go, hee 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 hee.
I found my target.
Billy, your turn.
Okay, Mudman. According to the elf teenager, that one is the go, and this one is the stop.
Right.
So when I say go, you push go. When I say stop, you push stop.
Okay.
Are you with me so
Yep.
far? Okay.
Let's run into people.
If you fail me, I'm gonna murder.
Let's hit Yahtzee.
Listen, you gotta play tactically. Blackjack already has one hit on him, so if we can hit Blackjack, we can take him out of the game.
But Yahtzee's right there.
You gotta think tactically,
Okay,
Mudman.
fine. You're steering it. Just tell me what to press.
We're a battle master. We think tactically. So we're gonna try to get Blackjack. Go, Mudman, go!
Okay. So make me an acrobatics or athletics check. Blackjack, make me a dex saving throw.
25.
So I just need 15 or higher. Let's see how this goes. A 19! That gets me to a 28.
So you pop in right in front of Billy, and Billy's just like, might as well take him out. Good solid hit right into your back before you've even moved the car properly. And the teenager yells, out! So you are out of initiative.
I'm out.
Victorious! Good job, Mudman.
As Jaska, it is your turn.
So Jessica's gonna see Blackjack apparently get ejected from his seat.
Yeah.
So she's actually gonna take a page out of Krell's book and just drive around using the dodge action.
Cool. Blackjack, anything you'd like to say as you get ejected out of the seat?
I was robbed!
It was rigged!
Billy!
We're still pals, right?
Oh, we're always pals.
Okay,
I'm
good.
gonna have an old churro.
Yahtzee, back up to the top with you.
Jaska near me?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, for Jaska.
All right, Jaska, make me a dex save at advantage.
Modified 20.
My acrobatics roll is only a 14.
Okay.
As you miss Jaska. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Technically, by the way, the bumping into someone is a full action. So if you have a bonus action or anything you want to do,
Ah.
you could try. Krell.
I have found you. And right when Beatrix and Krell crisscross, he just slowly starts maneuvering the cart over, but greatly turns his neck and fire breaths right before she gets underway. And an arc of blue electricity just through the air, cracking and popping. Dex save.
Yeah, dex.
23. Beatrix knew it was coming.
You'll take half.
You actually see the...
No, I passed it.
Yeah, she's a rogue. Evasion.
Fantastic.
You see the teenager's holding his head like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna die.
However, did it hit the car? Does that count as a bump? If it doesn't, it's fine.
It did not.
truth.
Okay, so think of my next move.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that
So if it
would've
was
been-
if it was anybody else,
Yeah.
without evasion, it would have hit. But the thing is, Beatrix's evasion, so
right,
she
right
did that
on.
weird maneuver.
Yeah, you with the whole car.
I am the
Okay.
car.
Beatrix, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. She's just going to start lapping, but just around Krell's. And she'll just laugh as she goes on by.
So you're taking the dodge action, I'm assuming. Billy.
Okay, Mudman, do we want Jaska on our team or Ziansi? Ziansi it's kind of, they could believe that he wasn't violent, and then but then Jaska is kind of nice. What do you think?
I don't know. Ziansi, easily bumpable.
I mean, it's the second time you mentioned it, so I guess we're going after Ziansi.
Yes!
Hey, Jaska, Ziansi looks pretty bumpable.
What?
He really does.
Great.
See how you just missed me?
Exactly. So you've got to get revenge and
Typical Ziansi.
you and me to the end, Lady Jaska.
As Mudman starts flooring it.
Yes, and we're gonna try to hit Ziansi.
So Deon's give me a dex save and give me an athletics or acrobatics. Billy.
Oh, 2.
I got a 20 for a 29.
My total is an 8.
Yeah, so you were completely caught off guard as you're having this back and forth with Billy, Jaska, and Ziansi, and you're so distracted you didn't even realize Mudman hit the gas.
Yeah, I was. Meanwhile, I was watching the lightning. I was like, "Was that lightning?" And then bang!
It went somewhere. Just because you dodged it doesn't mean it stopped. It went somewhere.
Vigilance, Mr. Ziansi.
Jaska, it is your turn.
Okay, so Jaska is going to maneuver to be behind Ziansi so she can try and hit him.
Yeah, come join me, Ziansi.
Acrobatics or athletics, and then
Okay.
dex save for you, Ziansi.
All right,
It's only a 15.
17 on the die.
Yeah, so as you line it up and you're getting ready for it, but this time Ziansi's ready as Ziansi swerves out of the way.
Jaska, I know it's hard, but it's not gonna actually hurt him.
Can I use my bonus action to get another page out of somebody else's book and use my Misty Step to
Yeah.
get out of this situation?
Yeah, as like the Billy, Ziansi, this is like becoming like a crowded thing over here, and you just. On the other side, probably behind whatever's happening with Krell and Beatrix.
Let me ask you something, young man. How would you like to do a little wager on what's going on here?
Give me a persuasion check.
31.
Oh!
He looks at you and says, let's see, how much will I be getting paid today? I'm not getting paid much, but I'll wager 5 gold pieces that small little guy wins as he points to Billy.
5 gold pieces on Billy. All right. I'll actually say it's going to be Beatrix.
Oh, really?
I do. I believe it's going to be Beatrix. So,
Interesting.
and I say 5 gold pieces as well. Good bet. All right. We'll go find out.
So I come back to the top with Ziansi. You've been hit once.
Ziansi has been hit once, and he decides to do a little channel divinity and is going to invoke some duplicity, and an illusionary self appears next to him. And then move action, they weave and wave in between each other.
Okay. That's your action, right?
Yep.
All right. Krell.
B.
Yes.
Mighty Billy and motions his head over.
To probably Billy raising his arms, cackling.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We'll break off from Beatrix and start heading towards Billy, ending with the dodge.
Okay. Beatrix.
Heading around over to the other side of Billy. So we'll have Billy
I don't like this
right
new
in
guy.
between.
All right, so as you guys are coming around to, I guess, pincer Billy. Billy, what are you doing as you see these? Actually, give me a perception check.
Beatrix, are you dodging as well?
Okay.
Oh, no, we're setting ourselves up. We've
But you're
just
taking
moved
the
around.
dodge
Yeah.
action. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then you two can be stealth checks.
Oh, let's do it.
Love it.
21.
What'd you get?
9.
9.
I got a 20.
You see Krell coming up behind you. What would you like to do? Ziansi's still in front of you, I think.
But
Yeah.
Krell's behind me?
Oh yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, Krell's behind you.
But like directly behind me or like to the sides?
He looks like he's lining up. I'm assuming you look like you're lining up to hit, or
We're like coming up beside.
Coming up the
very-
side, one of us is gonna
Right.
get ready for the thing. Who do you want it to be? Roll a d20.
5.
I got a nat 20. So
You win.
I'm trying to take the hit.
You're directly behind me.
Yeah, I know directly behind you.
I don't see it led to Beatrix because my plan was I was going to have Mudman slam on the brakes and then they would go, but he's directly behind me, so that wouldn't work. Where instead, if let's say Mr. Krell is on the left side, I'm just going to 90 degrees turn right. And I'm not going to try to hit anybody right now.
you can take dodge action.
Dodge action.
As we roll on to Jaska.
So Billy said that Jaska and I are on teams, so she sees that Beatrix and Krell.
Poor Ziansi, all by himself. Well, I guess there are 2 of them now.
I got myself.
It's okay, Ziansi. I believe in you.
Thanks, we both say.
She sees that Beatrix and Krell are starting to set up a new maneuver, so she speeds around to try and hit Krell.
And Krell took the dodge action, so advantage on your dex save.
Yeah, I got a 7.
Yeah, as you
So,
completely
As I whiff, she is going to whistle and activate her writhing tide. And as a bonus action, all my tumbleweeds converge into one, and I gain a flying speed, and I can hover.
As the cart starts flying up in the air, it lifted up by these tumbleweeds. And as that happens, this game is going on. You see actually a crowd gathering around to see this game. The bets between this teenager and Blackjack are happening, as that's where we'll end it.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Wilds is Aidan Cross as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Billy, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Johnny Payne as Krell, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Zionsi, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Monument Studios, Avani Sound, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you're enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the wilds.
And we are rolling.
I should have grabbed my chapstick. Now I'm stuck.
We haven't started yet.
It's not that important.
Do you want to
Just
grab
Chapstick is important.
Yes.
Because when your lips feel weird.
We'll be fine without you.
Is there kissing in this episode? Ew.
It's just a kiss.
I mean,
This is a kissing episode.
This is a circus.
Hello, I'm Krell. I will greet you the way my people.
Okay. We didn't get to this in the outtake either, in the round table either, but especially when I listened to episode 81, there's something about him that instantly channeled Drax from like Enemy Mine. I don't know what it was, but I just instantly saw, and I'm like,
I gotta go watch that.
So, you know this gentleman.
Quite well.
Billy leans over to Zionsi. Blackjack sounds a little jealous. Maybe he takes after Oberon, because Beatrix has a history with this Krell guy.
Yeah. Oh, you think? Oh.
What if they were smooching?
That's Blackjack's job.
I know.
Him. No.
There was a separate door.
Was the door a rift of light?
It was more like a whirlpool of death.
And wind. Just like.
I respect you as a creature, being, soul,
Sentient being.
Since it's too hard for him to say.
cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
No.
Cinnamon being.
Might as well bring out the love juice if we're going to talk about it.
Not when we were on the ship, but then we left the ship and we came back here.
Yeah, that was kind of a temporary thing. But
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
We were only there for 8 episodes. And then you fell down, and then you were above our Earth because our Earth had the hole, and that's how you got here.
What is an Earth?
That's a great question. I don't know if that's actually where we live.
I was just saying the planet.
Humans in some realms are not very creative. They call their planet made of dirt Earth.
And some
they call their moon the moon.
And sometimes they'll put an O in front of it.
Sun.
And sometimes they'll put an O in front of it, and it's called
O
Earth.
Earth.
So, yeah.
Earth is the possum word for where we lived.
Maybe I could help Billy find peace.
I hate peace just like I hate all Montagues.
Ooh, another Shakespeare reference. Boy, that's like
We're
three
rolling
shows
it
in a
right
row.
now.
A hit, a most palpable hit. Another Shakespeare quote.
I love how you like.
That is Martin. It actually looks like Charlie. Charlie's a person we used to know once before in the other woods.
I do not know Charlie.
Just call me.
Instead of saying who all the time, he's going to say, I do not know Charlie.
Get your churros, which I didn't know Billy even knew about.
Billy has referenced churros multiple
He
times
has.
through this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
What has this Lord Sios done?
Well, he sent us to work at a camp, and then he sent us to work at this Carnival, and he also sent us to work at really scary mansion.
Just find you jobs.
He's a
That's all he's been doing.
really great job therapist.
Let's go to the bumper cars. I don't know what bumper cars are.
Is it the bumper or the car that you do not understand?
I think it's the combination of the words.
Bumper cars?
As we approach, Billy wants to look for a "you must be this tall to ride."
There's not one of those.
Oh man,
There's no safety rails here.
I was gonna.
It's
The
also
slides are metal.
It's also a fantasy world. There are some races that are just smaller, so it's not like they would not have a
Bugs.
height chart.
Really?
It's also a fantasy world where if you get hurt in any way, we can heal you that fast. So it's not like,
Within reason.
I mean, on this planet, if a child gets hurt, that's very
They also have
dangerous.
bumper
But
cars.
Nobody's mom is suing any amusement park.
You know when you get a paper cut and you're shut down for an hour? Here, you can get down to 1 hit point and you're just as effective as
So,
commentary by Johnny Payne. I think I get a D4 also if I fail. It is. I'm sorry.
something
it's
else?
All some,
We haven't done one of these in a while, but this is Kiri telling you, know your character sheet.
rules.
I'm sorry. Let's forget it then. Although I can't miss the escape, which would be hilarious.
Pop out of one car and be in another.
Mr. Blackjack, there's no room.
I like that
Billy.
idea, actually.
Maybe you can bring the car with you.
Could I drive a car in front of another one and then hop out of that one into it and hit myself?
Can I
and then
miss the escape of the car? Anyway, I'm sorry.
And he just starts looking for a target.
I need tissue.
And
May in Oklahoma, am I right?
Right.
Them cottonwoods is cottonwood.
Aiden calls it the sneezing season.
It is called the season.
Be careful, Beatrix.
Exactly.
You just got reunited with Mr.
Took my
Krell.
Claritin this morning.
I thought you were commenting on the cars of like constantly having to be just on guard anytime you're driving in Oklahoma highways.
that's what I thought was.
We're still pals, right?
Oh, we're always pals.
Okay,
I'm
good.
going to have an old churro.
As you will go over and steal one of Billy's churros.
I'm actually going to eat each churro like a carrot. What's that, Doc?
As we roll on to Jaska.
This is the stupidest idea.
We're playing bumper cars.
You say while we're playing fantasy bumper cars.
I know. So,
Pretend fantasy bumper cars.
yeah.
As it looks like it's about to skim the cart, and Beatrix does this wonderful maneuver where she just quickly turns the wheel and
She's
just
been
completely
watching
dodges out of the
Fast
way.
and Furry-est.
Yeah.
Starts
She
drifting.
drifts.
She drifts, yeah. And as she drifts away, she says, "I would have been disappointed if you hadn't done that, Krell."
As
And Krell says, it sounds like a laugh, but it doesn't. So all places like lights up and flashes of blue, and these two are just like, wee, crisscrossing each other.